Photography, at its core, is the art of capturing light. Light is the essence of every photograph, the brushstroke of every image. Without light, there is no photograph. It shapes the mood, the tone, and the very soul of the picture. It's about freezing moments in time and transforming them into lasting memories. Each click of the shutter is a moment preserved, a slice of life that can be revisited and cherished. Whether it's the laughter of friends, the warmth of a family portrait, or the intimate connection of a couple during golden hour, photography captures the essence of human experience. But there's more to it than just pointing and shooting. The magic of photography lies in the details, the careful adjustments, and the thought behind each shot. It's about understanding your equipment, knowing how to manipulate settings to achieve the desired effect, and being patient enough to wait for the perfect moment. To truly elevate your photography, you need to understand composition. Composition is the backbone of a great photograph. It's the way you arrange elements within your frame to guide the viewer's eye and convey your message. It's about balance, harmony, and creating a visual narrative that speaks to the audience. Composition is the language of visual storytelling. Just as a writer uses words to tell a story, a photographer uses composition to create a visual tale. It's about making deliberate choices, from the placement of subjects to the use of negative space, to craft an image that resonates. Think of a painter meticulously arranging objects on a canvas. Each brushstroke, each color choice, and each element is carefully considered to create a cohesive and compelling piece of art. Similarly, a photographer must think about every aspect of the scene, from the lighting to the positioning of subjects, to create a powerful photograph. That's what composition is all about in photography. It's about being intentional with your choices, understanding the principles of design, and using them to enhance your images. Whether you're shooting a still life, a landscape, or a portrait, composition is key to creating a visually striking photograph. It's about arranging elements within your frame to create a visually pleasing and impactful image. A well-composed photograph draws the viewer in, holds their attention, and evokes emotion. It's the difference between a snapshot and a work of art. So, next time you pick up your camera, remember that photography is not just about capturing light, but also about painting with it, using composition to tell your story. Composition can make or break your photos. A well-composed image draws the viewer in, guiding their eyes through the scene and evoking emotion. It's the difference between a snapshot and a captivating photograph. Imagine a stunning sunset. Now picture that same sunset with the horizon line slicing the frame in half. Feels a bit off, right? That's where the rule of thirds comes in. This simple yet powerful guideline can dramatically improve your compositions. The rule of thirds is like a magic grid that helps you create balance and interest in your photos. It's a fundamental principle in photography that can transform your images from ordinary to extraordinary. By understanding and applying this rule, you can elevate your composition skills and create visually appealing photos that captivate your audience. Imagine dividing your frame into 9 equal rectangles, using 2 vertical and 2 horizontal lines. This grid serves as a guide to help you position the elements in your photo. By aligning your subject or points of interest along these lines or at their intersections, you can create a more balanced and aesthetically pleasing composition. This 3x3 grid becomes your compositional playground. It encourages you to move away from placing your subject in the center of the frame, which can often result in static and less interesting photos. Instead, the rule of thirds guides you to explore different placements, adding depth and dimension to your images. The idea is to place your main subject or points of interest along these lines or at their intersections. These intersections are known as power points, and they naturally draw the viewer's eye. By positioning your subject at these points, you create a focal point that enhances the overall composition and makes your photo more engaging. This off-center placement creates a sense of dynamism and harmony, making your photos more engaging. It adds a sense of movement and flow, guiding the viewer's eye through the image. The rule of thirds is not just a guideline, but a powerful tool that can help you tell a story through your photos. By mastering this technique, you can create images that are not only visually appealing, but also emotionally impactful. So, next time you pick up your camera, remember to unleash the power of the rule of thirds and watch your photography skills soar. Let's say you're photographing a breathtaking mountain range. Instead of placing the horizon in the dead center, use the rule of thirds. Position the horizon along the top or bottom horizontal line, giving more emphasis to either the sky or the landscape below. Want to emphasize a lone tree in a vast field? Place it along one of the vertical grid lines, instantly drawing the viewer's eye to it. Section 5. Portraits that pop. The rule of thirds in action. The rule of thirds isn't just for landscapes, it works wonders for portraits too. Instead of placing your subject dead center, position their eyes along one of the top intersecting points of the grid. This creates a more engaging and natural-looking portrait. Experiment with different poses and angles, always keeping the rule of thirds in mind. Section 6. Your secret weapon. Grid lines to the rescue. Don't worry about mentally visualizing the rule of thirds grid every time you shoot. Most cameras and smartphones have a built-in grid feature. Enable this feature, and you'll see the grid lines directly on your screen or viewfinder. This real-time visual guide makes it incredibly easy to apply the rule of thirds and compose your shots with precision. Section 7. Dare to break free. Experimentation is key. Remember, photography is an art form. It's a medium that allows you to express your unique perspective and creativity. Each photograph you take is a reflection of how you see the world, and there are no limits to what you can achieve with your camera. While the rule of thirds is a fantastic guideline, don't be afraid to break the rules and experiment. This rule helps in creating balanced and interesting shots, but sometimes the most captivating images come from thinking outside the box. Sometimes, placing your subject dead center can create a powerful and symmetrical composition. This technique can draw the viewer's eye directly to the subject, making it the focal point of the image. Symmetry can evoke a sense of harmony and balance, which can be very pleasing to the eye. Other times, you might want to completely disregard the grid and compose your shot intuitively. Trust your instincts and let your creativity guide you. Spontaneity can lead to unexpected and beautiful results that you might not have planned for. The key is to understand the rules so you can break them creatively and intentionally. By knowing the guidelines, you can make informed decisions about when and how to deviate from them. This approach allows you to create images that are not only visually striking, but also deeply personal and original. So, grab your camera, explore different techniques, and most importantly, have fun with your photography journey. The world is your canvas, and your camera is the brush. Happy shooting! Section 8. Beyond the rules. Trust your instincts. As you become more comfortable with composition, start trusting your instincts. Develop your eye for balance, leading lines, symmetry, and other compositional elements. Photography is about capturing your unique vision. The rule of thirds is a stepping stone. Use it as a foundation to build upon, but don't let it limit your creativity. Section 9. Share your journey. Number 30 days of photography. As you practice the rule of thirds today, remember to share your photos using the hashtag #30daysofphotography. I'm excited to see your progress and the creative ways you're using this technique. Tag me in your posts so I can check them out and share some of my favorites. Section 10. Keep shooting, keep exploring. The more you shoot, the more you'll develop your eye for composition. Don't be afraid to experiment, make mistakes, and learn from them. Photography is a journey of constant learning and exploration, so grab your camera, get out there, and start capturing the world through your unique lens.